Bart. With me is Tracy Mitchell, and this is Culinary Quickies, a web series featuring dishes that aren't necessarily quick, but the episodes certainly are. Tracy, what are you making for us today?
Apple cinnamon bacon cookies.
Ah, is there another name for them?
Apple cinnamon bacon cookies.
Well, whatever they are, I think they're going to become the apple of my sty.
There's a story.
Ah, okay.
Every Christmas my family used to travel through Mexico, and in the middle of this vast desert was this restaurant and gas station with no other buildings in sight. And they had the most fabulous cookies. They were made of apple, cinnamon, and bacon. And they were lovely. Ever since then I've been trying to recreate them. I've combed all of the cookbooks, I've gone online, and I cannot find them anywhere. So this is my attempt to recreate them, and maybe we'll name them Apple
Of my sty. Okay. Well, I look forward to the finished product of this forensic exercise.
Alright, now we have our ingredients assembled. I have all-purpose flour, cornstarch, baking soda, salt, nutmeg, cinnamon, rendered bacon fat, butter, light brown sugar, white sugar, whole eggs, lemon juice, tart green apples finely chopped. And finally, we have white sugar and cinnamon to dip the cookie dough into before we place them on the baking sheets and put them in the oven. We've preheated the oven to 350 and we're ready to mix the dry ingredients together. Now we're ready to cream the bacon fat, butter, and the two sugars. So why bacon fat? I'm sure it was because someone thought it was tasty, but there were really economic reasons for the use of bacon fat instead of butter. Cattle were much more expensive to feed and to maintain, particularly in the desert, whereas hogs were far easier and far less expensive to procure. So butter was a real commodity, and there was plenty of rendered fat and lard to be had. So if you wanted to make sweets or something special for a holiday, it was natural to use what you had on hand. Alright, now we're at the point where we start adding the eggs. It's very important to do this slowly, so add an egg at a time, because otherwise the butter will break and curdle. If it does that, not to fear, just turn the machine up a notch and beat it into submission. Then it will coalesce again. So here we go. Egg number 1. Alright, now it's time to add the flour mixture. We'll do it a little bit at a time. Okay, it's done. Now for the apples. I'm sprinkling a little bit of flour on our finely chopped apples, and this will help them adhere to the cookie dough when we mix them in, which is just about now. And we're done. Now we're going to combine the cinnamon and sugar, in which we're going to coat our cookie dough. This is a great little tool to have. It's a spring-loaded ice cream scoop, and you can get them in various sizes. This is about 1.5 inches, and then we're going to drop the little ball of dough into the sugar and cinnamon and coat it. And these cookies are going to have this lovely, dusty, sandy sort of surface. So now we're going to pat these down a bit before they go into the oven. We're putting the cookies in About 18 to 20 minutes. At 18 minutes you should start checking them for color. They should be a lovely golden brown. Okay, so here's where we are in our experiment. The cookies were a little too viscous, so it seems to be lacking in flour, so I've added about 3/4 of a cup, so that would make it 4 cups of flour. And we're going to try this on the next batch. Alright, so we've added 3/4 of a cup of flour more, and it's a stiffer dough. We chilled the dough, so this should perform a little better. These were at 3 1/4 cups of flour. These were at 4 cups of flour. This had too much sugar, so by adding the flour, we've corrected that imbalance.
So, what do we have?
Cookies.
Cookies. Okay. So these are apple, cinnamon, and bacon fat cookies.
Yes.
All right. Shall I taste?
Yes, you
All
should.
right.
Well,
These are really, really good. You get the fruitiness of the apple, the spiciness of the cinnamon, and the fattiness of the bacon fat. And there's a synergy there between the three of them, and it's working really, really well. Really, really well on the palate.
so would you say the bacon's balanced?
I'd say the bacon's balanced, yeah. It's the apple of my stye. So anyway, any final words? Successful forensic exercise?
Yes.
All right, very good. We'd like to thank Melissa's Produce for providing all of the produce that we used in today's demonstration and all of our public programs and web series. Follow us on social media. Like us on Facebook. Look for us on YouTube, the Center for Culinary Culture. And we'll see you again next week.
Yes. Bye.